The 5 most corrupt countries in the world. South Sudan is the world's youngest country but also the most corrupt nation on earth. Imagine billions of dollars from oil vanishing, while families can't even afford food or medicine. Civil war and corruption walk hand in hand here. Politicians enrich themselves, while millions face hunger, displacement, and poverty. The nation was born with hope, but that hope was stolen by leaders who put greed above their people. South Sudan is proof that corruption doesn't just take money, it takes lives. Somalia, where surviving the day is already hard and corruption just made it an extreme sport. Somalia has faced decades of war, famine, and political instability. But even in all that chaos, one thing stays consistent: corruption. From fake passports to ghost soldiers, everything's for sale if you know the right person. The government ranks second most corrupt in the world, with a CPI score of 9 out of 100. That's like getting a single-digit grade on your country's honesty test. Bribes often decide who gets food, safety, or even justice. International aid money? A big chunk disappears before reaching the people it's meant for. In Somalia, who you know isn't just advice, it's the entire economic system. So here's the wild part: despite everything, Somalis are some of the toughest and most resilient people on earth. But how long can resilience fight corruption without real reform? Venezuela, the country that should have been rich, but somehow ended up broke. How? Spoiler: corruption ate everything. Once one of Latin America's richest nations, Venezuela had massive oil reserves, literally liquid gold. But decades of political corruption turned prosperity into collapse. Government elites live lavishly while hospitals run out of medicine and families queue for bread. Billions in oil profits vanished through shady deals and political kickbacks. Transparency International gave Venezuela a score of 10, ranking it among the top 3 most corrupt countries in the world. Ordinary citizens face power blackouts, hyperinflation, and mass migration. Over 7 million Venezuelans have left their homeland searching for stability. It's like watching someone win the lottery, then lose it all on a single bad bet, except it's an entire nation doing it. So here's the real question: can a country drowning in oil ever clean up its own mess? War destroys buildings. Corruption destroys nations. And Syria's been fighting both at once. Syria has spent over a decade in civil war. Cities reduced to rubble. Millions displaced, yet the ruling elite keeps getting richer. How? Through a system where loyalty buys protection and cash buys power. Humanitarian aid often ends up in the wrong hands, and even reconstruction funds mysteriously disappear. With a corruption score hovering around 12, Syria ranks 4th worst in the world. And the sad part? Ordinary Syrians pay the price, twice, once through war, and again through corruption. At this point, Syria's corruption is so deep it could probably survive a regime change. It's part of the foundation. After years of destruction, maybe the hardest thing to rebuild isn't the buildings, it's trust. War, famine, corruption. If countries had bad luck, Yemen's running a full subscription. Yemen is one of the poorest countries in the Middle East and one of the most corrupt. Years of civil war have turned it into a battlefield where money and aid vanish faster than food supplies. Transparency International ranked it 5th most corrupt in the world, scoring just 13 out of 100. Officials control aid distribution, warlords profit from chaos, and civilians get caught in the middle, starving, suffering, surviving. It's like every dollar meant for relief went on vacation and forgot to come back. But even in this darkness, Yemenis continue to fight for hope, education, and peace. Maybe one day, that resilience beats corruption for good.